Hectic. Hectic.
Wow, Mzansi, it was such an amazing call, obviously, that Lucky had given us today to encourage all of the young fathers out there, the teen fathers. So we're going to get right into it with Sikelela as well as Marvin. I'm going to ask you, what did you do when you heard that call or that you had that conversation with the mother of your baby for the first time and you found out you're going to be a father?
Honestly, I was paranoid. You get rushes of emotions, different feelings. You're scared, you anxious, you happy. Different emotions at the same time. But then there comes a point where you just have to calm down and just look forward, just move on. Just accept what happened and.
And you were in your first year?
I was in my first year, yes.
And I can imagine you were thinking about finances, school, the future.
But then I've got a very supportive family, so...
They really helped you through it?
Extremely.
Okay, now Marvin, your experience was very, very different. You couldn't actually believe what you were hearing. Tell us about what you were going through.
Well, I was confused, I was panicking, and then I thought to myself that, what am I gonna do? And then I decided that I just have to deny it, because I knew that my parents told me back in high school that if I get a girl pregnant, I'll have to drop out of school and get a job.
Wow.
So I couldn't deal with that.
So you had that fear already?
Yeah, I had that fear.
You were just ready to say, no, this is not my baby. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now, really both of you had these different experiences, and then I'm sure in your mind you had given yourselves different options. So I'll start off with you, Sikelela. What options did you have?
Well, after thinking it through, the only option I had was to keep the baby. I mean, when you...
It was the first and final option for you?
Yeah, that was the only option I had. I mean, I didn't plan it to happen, but then since it has already happened, I mean, I had to take responsibility for it.
And you have a baby girl?
I have a baby girl, yes.
Wow, that's really beautiful. Now, Marvin, what were your options that you set out in your mind for yourself?
Well, I had three.
Okay.
The first one was denying it, which I did. And then I realized that, no, I have to grow up and take responsibility for my actions. And then the second one, I accepted it, right? And then I decided that maybe we should go for an abortion, right? And that didn't work. So my third option was to tell my parents, but I couldn't. So they had to find out in a bad way.
Wow, so you went through 3 phases: deny, and then you came up with a solution. You said you'll abort, and the final one was your parents found out.
Yeah, they just
And I think that was the universe just saying, no, this is going to happen right now. And how did your parents treat you when they found out?
Well, my parents are so strict, so it was really bad. Like, I was in Jozi and they in Guyana. So
they're all the way in Limpopo?
Like, yeah, they were giving me trouble over the phone.
Okay. And how did you come to a solution to the point where you're at now? Because I mean, you were 19 when you found out.
Well, I went home during the holidays, and then they decided to go to the girl's parents on their own. They didn't go with me because their parents, they know their parents, and they're very strict too.
Everyone's strict. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, they went there and then they made a solution.
Okay.
That the girl's parents will take care of the baby.
Okay.
So that's how it is now.
Okay, so they created a solution for you. And I guess that's just a kind of word to all guys out there, that do not be afraid to tell your parents, even how difficult it might be. Children are a blessing from God, and when they come in any way or format, somehow you'll be accepted. Now, I want to know from you, Sikelela, like, what kind of advice do you have to teen dads out there that are perhaps younger than 21?
Well, first I'll start off with teenagers who don't have babies at the moment. I mean, I'd rather say wait, be emotionally stable, financially stable, then go ahead and have a baby.
Yeah.
For those of you who already have a baby, I mean, stick it through. There's nothing else you can do at the moment. Just stick it through, be there for the mother of the baby, be there for your baby in any way possible.
Is financial support enough?
A baby needs love. I mean, you can't just financially support your baby. You must be emotionally there as well, you see.
Okay.
So.
And then Marvin, anyone that has experienced what you have, and you're so brave and honest, and I really want to honor you today for just coming here today and being so honest about what you were going through. A lot of guys in South Africa went through exactly what you went through. What would you say to that guy who feels like denying and aborting and running away from their parents?
Well, one thing I can say is that it's their actions, so they have to take responsibility, because it doesn't help in any way to deny a baby that's yours. I mean, you bring a life to this world, so you have to man up to that and take responsibility.
Guys, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much for being with us in the building today, guys. You have inspired like so many young people. And then Suleiman brought you these beautiful T-shirts all the way from Sonke Gender Justice. It says, if I can just lift it up, basically it says, men at work, care for your baby. So both of you guys get one of these. Thank you so much for being in studio with us today. Thank you so much. Well, guys, we're going to go and check out a quick clip about a young father that tells us a little bit about his story. And after that, we hear from you on Twitter and Facebook.
If I was a teen dad, I would support my child and I'll buy him things I never had, and I'll see that they get raised properly and all of those things.
And there you guys have it, man. Part 2 of our discussion. Part 3 is still coming up very, very soon. So please send through your questions on Facebook and Twitter. I'm going to read them. You guys definitely can ask whatever it is that you want to ask our panel on the show today. So Usboto underscore Ntlonikazi says, at HN9, respect guys who stick around, even there's a third one coming. Hope all guys are watching. And then Armand Terra Blanche says at HN9, hashtag HN9 Talk, it takes a lot of courage and responsibility to raise a child, especially for a teenager. Big ups to responsible dads. And then at I am Chipiso M says at HN9, I love the show and you guys managed to put extra cream on the cake with hashtag signal high. And then Ora B1 underscore 1 says a lot of respect and admiration for single fathers and teen dads who stick around at HN9, hashtag HN9 Talk. Thank you so much, guys. Let me check if maybe there are still more comments on Facebook. So Lani Tobani says, my friends tell me I'm too young for being a dad, but it happened and I can't change that. How do I deal with this pressure? Hashtag HN9 Talk. And then Ukau says, I'm watching HN9 right now. At least I'm learning something. Thank you guys, one love, teen dads. Right now, I actually do have some questions for our teenage dads. I just want to find out from them. There's a question from Uletabo Cassius, and she says, what should I do if my girlfriend's parents prohibits me from seeing my child or buying things for a child?
Okay, cool. So that's the question. What should he do if his girlfriend's parents prohibit him from seeing his child and buying gifts for his child? Anyone can answer. Do you want to say something?
Well, you can't really do much about that. But then, I mean, the whole point is not to give up, you know, just keep on trying and
Don't
keep
give
on
up.
trying.
I like that. Suleiman?
No, I want to add that these days in South African law, fathers have rights to access to their children, and it's perhaps best that to consult a law clinic or a legal professional to seek legal assistance in order to get access to your child.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and then, okay, so I think I'm going to read some more questions after the break. But right now, though, we are going to go for a commercial break, guys. Don't you move. But before we go there, let me just ask one more question from Majestic Lirato Mogo. She says, how do you try to bridge being a father and also making sure you still enjoy being young? Is it possible to do both?
Okay, cool. I think I can ask one of the fathers that question. How do you do both? How can you have fun and be a father at the same time? Is it possible?
I think it's possible.
Both of you at the same time? I think so. Okay, cool. What do you have to do to create the balance?
I think time management is always the best policy. If you're able to manage your time through doing what you're supposed to do at a certain time, then you can, have fun and...
Time management.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, guys. We're going to go for a commercial break. When we come back, we have the nappy challenge. You guys don't want to miss that.